Can a really cool Dallas Cowboys idea also be a terrible idea, a dangerous idea? Yeah. And CeeDee Lamb is in the middle of one. Mike Fisher reporting on the Dallas Cowboys from inside Dallas Cowboys headquarters at the Star. CeeDee Lamb is absolutely capable of returning punts for the Dallas Cowboys. The second-year wide receiver demonstrated that last year as a rookie in games. And the budding star demonstrates it every day here at the Star in OTAs and now minicamp. But being capable isn't reason enough for Dallas to do something so dangerous in all the wrong ways. My buddy Rod Phillips writes at DallasCowboys.com in support of the concept. Rob cites how effective he was as a rookie. Quoting Rob, how effective he was as a rookie. The Cowboys didn't have a problem putting him on punt returns in 2020, and I'm not sure why that would change given how effective he was. Rob is my guy, and he's an adult, so he'll be able to take the wrestling match criticism here, and I hope Mike McCarthy and Bones Fossil will as well. Rob is right about Dallas's lack of caution. We'll get to McCarthy's remarks in a minute. But the questions are, well, there's three of them. That's right, three questions about CeeDee Lamb as a punt returner and what DallasCowboys.com says about it. Thing number one, ding, how effective was he really? Thing number two, ding, why not consider having a problem with it? And thing number three, ding, why not consider change? Last year, as a rookie, CeeDee Lamb returned 24 punts for 172 yards. That's 7.2, 7.1 yards per return. Now, I'm not a guy that's going to bury myself in stats, and I don't bury you in stats either. But grab your number two pencils and bear with me on this. Is that effective? Not exactly. Among everybody who returned an NFL punt in 2020, CeeDee Lamb, 7 yards per or so, ranked him 40th. Among guys who returned at least 4 punts, CeeDee Lamb ranked 32nd. Given the risk-reward of punt returning in the NFL, playing a starting wide receiver who you think is a star in CeeDee Lamb at punt returner so you can rank 40th in the league is dangerous, not to the opponent. It's dangerous only to the Cowboys. We can do more numbers. And again, I don't want to ignore the positive numbers. CeeDee Lamb did give Dallas 3 20 yards plus returns, and that matters. Although 31 other guys did that at least once. CeeDee Lamb did it 3 times. A bunch of other guys did it 3 times, 4 times, whatever. Everybody did it once. Meanwhile, CeeDee was involved in 9 fair catches and a fumble as a punt returner. And despite this notion of NFL punt returners as scorers, we have this idea dancing around in our heads. He never did do that. And no, the onside kickoff return, don't try it, that does not count. It does not count as an elusive punt return. In no way does it count that way. Guess what? In returning touchdowns off punts, which CeeDee did not do, well, nobody else did either. Pretty much. In the entire NFL last year, there was 1,888 punts and 8 touchdowns. Now, I can get out the big calculator. That's pretty close to never. 8 out of almost 2,000. Was that 4%? Is it even that? I don't know. I'm terrible at math. You do the math. You get back to me in the comments below. You can tell me just how unlikely it is. 1,888 punts, 8 touchdowns returned. Are you sure you want to subject a potential star receiver, and that is what Lamb is, to the dangers of returning punts because of the non-danger he represents as a breakaway threat? He was billed as a breakaway threat at Oklahoma. And again, he is an electric player with the ball in his hands. Reliable hands, elusive runner, and breaks tackles because he's not a little guy. Another reason maybe that some people would argue that you don't have him as a punt returner because he's a big target to go break in half while he's looking up like this waiting for the ball. Breakaway threat. 7-yard per return breakaway threat. 40th ranked in the NFL breakaway threat. And again, with the Sooners, I think he averaged 8 yards per punt. 8 yards. So to Coach McCarthy, Mike was asked the other day if Lamb has sort of matured past the point of being the return guy. And the essence of the question isn't that special teams aren't important, and McCarthy knows this. The essence of the question is that a job that you give a rookie? But now that he's become even more important to the team and you can see the light of where he's going with the team and the importance of him to the offense, do you graduate him from being a special teamer, from being a punt returner? Quote from McCarthy, special teams is going to be a priority here. And I think he mentioned Bones Fossil as being, that was a kind of a promise to Bones. I don't view players as graduating from special teams. First of all, again, speaking generally, that's not true. There is some point at which Sean Lee, now retired, quit playing special teams. There is a point at which Tyron Smith doesn't play special teams anymore. There is a point where Tank Lawrence does. Tank Lawrence probably be pretty good on special teams. Why don't you bother? You know why you don't bother. Because it's not worth the risk. The impact that Tank Lawrence might have on special teams is not great enough compared to the guy behind him to bother with it. So Bradley and I play as special teams. Dorrance Armstrong plays special teams. Even though Tank could be... Dorrance Armstrong last year was on kick coverage. Defensive end, defensive lineman with speed and agility. Tank has speed and agility. You want him to cover kicks? Of course you don't, because he's graduated from that. Special teams going to be a priority. I don't view players as graduating from special teams. That's good old-fashioned ball coach talk. And it's outdated, and it's kind of dumb. Between fair catches and penalties and injuries, punt returners should, barring the second coming of Deion Sanders, be reliable and semi-expendable. Lamb is the former. It so happens that Cedric Wilson, with all due respect to Ced, is both. Cedric Wilson is reliable and semi-expendable. In other words, if Cedric Wilson got hurt on a punt return, God forbid, it would not cause the offense to collapse. It would not cause a major impact on the offense at all. If CeeDee Lamb got hurt, you know who'd be a good kickoff returner? Ezekiel Elliott. You know why he doesn't return kickoffs? Because he's graduated from that. He returned kickoffs, I believe, as a freshman at Ohio State. And then somebody realized, he's kind of important. Why don't do that anymore? So we can get 18 yards a return when we can put the other guy in and get 17 and a half yards per return. Risk reward. CeeDee Lamb is coming off his rookie season, in which, as a first-round pick, he exploded onto the scene. If you think back on it, really, especially all things considered. 74 catches, 935 yards, 5 touchdowns, largely without the benefit of having Dak Prescott throw him the ball. He was very close to a 1,000-yard receiver as a rookie. He'll almost surely be a 1,000-yard receiver this year. And again, the Cowboys players will talk about, let's get 3 of those. You can get 3 of those. And you can put up those 30 burgers, if not 40 burgers. But you can't do it if they get broken in half because they're fair catching a punt. In today's NFL, CeeDee Lamb is a punt returner. If you do the math, and if you think logically, and if you quit thinking like it's 1954, we're all going to play special teams, damn it. In today's NFL, CeeDee Lamb does not represent a danger to the opponents as a punt returner. Based on the risk-reward involved, he only would represent a danger to the Cowboys to a Cowboys team and a Cowboys coaching staff, short-sighted enough to use him that way. Inside the Star with the Cowboys. Fish, out.